Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Harakakadash. Dominance to the apostles and elders of the great millstone rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, sharing the truth. Says article on RT, talking about, financial situation, more or less. And, yeah, I'll read it. It says the world could face the disastrous financial crisis in 2023 on the same scale as 2008-2009 economic crash, Russian central bank, and saying 2023. But with these things, it's result doesn't account for escalation, and that's how it is. These things can just come at the drop of a hat. And that's the spirit of the times we're in, man. It's time at the end where shit is popping off real swift. It says that the world may face a financial disaster comparable with the 2008 crisis because of problems accumulated over the last 18 months, which are a byproduct of measures implemented by governments battling the spread of C. That's according to the Central Bank of Russia, which published a monetary policy guidelines draft report on Wednesday. According to the institution, the world economy could enter a crisis scenario due to both the increase of global debt held by countries and the increasing number of companies with weak financial soundness. Yes, because money's just been dashed around everywhere. It's what is it? Because money's been dashed around everywhere. It's like places where they normally would have folded, or it's basically everyone seems like they're doing, but a lot across the spectrum, everyone seems like they're doing better than they are. And there are some people that are really doing better, which is like those top of the top. That's why you go to that's the top billionaires. These guys have been making a killing since 2020 kept rolled in. Since the whole this whole situation started, these men have been doing well. But it's all these smaller companies. They seem they think they can do fine, like little mom and pop shops and restaurants and whatnot. But because of as well, there's been a delay, and here in the UK you got the compounding of Brexit, of like food prices going up, of labour prices and whatnot going up, certain expenses going up, to where certain expenses going up, to where it's then like it's not going to be sustainable, in the long term. They ain't really going to be able to actually make it run for as long as it seems like it's able. And that's not just the small amount of people. That's a vast majority of people, man. A lot of people are just about making do. And it's like in the UK as well. A lot of people that are doing certain jobs, if it gets that tight, they're just gonna fuck off back home, to Europe, Eastern Europe, different parts of the world, and move like that. According to the draft, the bank has developed 4 separate scenarios for near future up to 2024. According to its so-called baseline scenario, a recession is avoided as countries achieve their max targets and advance economies shift towards monetary policy normalization. It's funny because who was it? Was not the IMF, the Fed. The Fed said they're looking in what, like 6 months or a year? I can't even remember. They said sometime next year, maybe summertime next year. They said they're looking to start bringing interest rates back up, and when that happens, that's when you're gonna start seeing reality's gonna kick in for a lot of people, man. It's gonna be cold because a lot of people are either just making do, living outside their means, and all that squeeze is gonna come down. Because I think they said like less than 40% of Americans or something have enough savings for like a $500 emergency, I believe it was. Yeah. So it's gonna get peak. Third monetary policy normal. Okay. So, however, the other three scenarios paint a decidedly grimmer picture. In the first instance, the pandemic worsened significantly, causing an economic crash worldwide. Which, yeah, it's basically at the point where if another lockdown needs to be done, or significant shutdown of certain stores, there's hella people that can't make it. Just like how there was a lot of mainstays of like the British High Street that just folded. Either they sold to like online stores who they're doing better, more or less, because like ASOS, I know ASOS, they're like they do clothing and whatnot, but it's like they don't have stores, it's just delivery. Like they have online catalog, just go through delivery. They're doing good. Like they'll be able to buy up like something that's basically like folding on the high street at pennies on the pound, and then be like, okay, we can start doing a few stores in select locations, good locations as well. All in and around central London and whatnot, in different parts. So half of them they'll just sell on. So it's the guys that are rich, they'll get richer. But for the average person, it's all kinds of fruit for a long time, and that's where that mark comes in, because that mark is where where it's going, and that's the priority. In the second the pandemic improves, but problems accumulated over the pandemic deteriorate the economic situation considerably, causing a rise in inflation. The third, monetary policy normalization by advanced economies is accompanied by unsteady dynamics in financial markets, causing a lack of confidence in investors. These are the worst of the three negative scenarios, the bank says. Russian economy is suffering stubbornly high inflation, which currently sits at 6.5% and has been blamed for eating significantly into living standards in the country ahead of upcoming parliamentary elections. In July, Central Bank of Russia Governor Elvira Nabiullina revealed that the institution would be hiking its rate to match its key interest rate to the 6.5% annual inflation rate in a bid to encourage saving and discourage borrowing. The bank wishes to get the figure down to the publicly announced target of 4%. Yeah, but how likely is that, borrowing stopping as well? That's the thing is, I don't even know, like situations where money gets tight, that's when payday loans as well start making a killing. No, there was a little while when payday loans were fucking running away with it. But hey, look, these guys are trying to predict the future. But hey, that's what the prophets are for. The prophet is to say before. And that's why, the monetary system is gonna crash. And is you're gonna have what's it called? No. monetary system is gonna crash, and you're gonna have the implementation of that mark, which is the implantable chip, and that's gonna be utilized as cash money, man. But okay, let me get this first. Was it Ezekiel 28? Ezekiel 28:2. Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Most High Power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as a heart of God. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel, there is no secret they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thine riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore thus saith the Most High Power, because thou hast set thine heart. Well, okay, yeah, that was the point I wanted. Thy wisdom's gotten thee riches, gold and silver, and with great wisdom and traffic, man, that business. Thou hast increased thy riches. So yeah, that's Esau's, accumulated that wealth. He's he's been given that wisdom as well, to develop certain things, certain technologies, and to operate, his monetary system, which 99% of the people walking around on the face of the earth have no idea how the thing runs. But yeah, this all that all those riches that you got, what goods it's gonna do you. Because James 5:1, go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for the miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Yeah, all that wealth that you gained, it's not gonna save you from the missiles. It's not gonna save you from the words of prophecy. These are things that have just been given onto you for you to do what needs to get done, man. Because a whole monetary shift from actual, precious metals, measures of precious metals, to the paper notes, and then having like the gold standard, and then just completely jumping off the gold standard and having it float. All this is slowly then going to like digital, where you got credit cards, and then like contactless phones and various other things, to where now you talk to anyone from Gen Z, it's well, even with this present generation, with monetary things, they're just, bruv, man is used to tapping cards. They'll want it you'll have like 3-4-year-olds, they'll be asking their parents like, oh, can I tap the card, because they just see their parents tap. So they're really like, it's become a normal thing, man. It's become the default. It says what? Your gold and silver is cankered, the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last days. Yeah. And that's really what it is. That has been amassed to be eaten by someone else. It's been amassed for the sake of Jake. And that's, all these prophecies, it's like even, the mark that separate, those are the elect and those that aren't gonna make it, man. Because those aren't, among Jake that aren't gonna make it anyway. They're they're taking the mark. Well, those are the elect. They're gonna get the for while exemption from judgment. Those that take Esau's mark, they're basically sealing themselves, man, to getting into that lake of fire, man. And that's the monetary system, and that's why the love of money is the root of all evil. This society is about that love of money, man. That's what everyone who's invested in this society, they're thinking about, riches and fame, wealth. They desire, the what is it called, the finer things in life and whatnot. That's what they're desiring to get from being out here. But who boy, you're gonna be in for a surprise. But yeah, I'll leave it there. So Shalom. I'm praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Hashem Harakal Kadesh. Shalom.